overwhelm. That's something I have a lot of experience of, feeling overwhelmed. That feeling of, oh my God, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I'm late, da, 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 da. So this Kundalini inspired class is to do with the root chakra, which is that area where we experience fear. And here's the thing, we tend to feel overwhelmed because we're not in the present moment. Because it looks like I've got no legs here, doesn't it? I've just got feet, upper body, no legs. Oh dear. But anyway, we become overwhelmed because we think we're not where we should be. It's like, I should be doing this, should be doing that, I'm late, I'm behind, I'm da da da. And those are the kind of thoughts that go through my mind as well. It's like, oh, I haven't got enough time, blah, 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 blah. So one of the ways of coming out of overwhelm and of balancing our root chakra is being fully present in this moment, and to keep coming back to this moment, because this moment here, right here, is the only moment we're actually truly alive. It's the only moment that truly matters. And most of our suffering occurs because we're either worrying about something that hasn't happened, and most of the things that we worry about either never happen, or they're never as bad as we think they're going to be, or if they do happen, we get through them. But most of our suffering occurs because we are thinking ahead. We're not being in the present moment and saying, I've just been going through a period of overwhelm as well, which is why it's really handy that I'm now doing this session on being fully present and fully grounded. And it is a practice to keep bringing yourself back to this present moment. So I invite you to sit in a position where you can sit with the spine nice and tall. I'm sitting on a block here. You can sit on a cushion. I find it easier to sit with my one heel in front of the other as opposed to cross-leg. But most importantly is that your spine is nice and upright. Now I want you to get a sense of your tailbone, which is where the root chakra is. And also Kundalini yoga is a yoga of awareness, and the idea is that there is an unlimited amount of energy at the base of our spine waiting to be evoked, waiting to be stoked up and to rise up through our energy centers. So we want to kind of stoke the fires and get the energy to rise up. And here's the thing, when we're in a state of fear or overwhelm, they're very physical, very practical matters. We feel overwhelmed because we haven't done this, we haven't done that, we haven't done and then we can get even more scattered and busy and even less grounded because we're like, oh my God, you can do this, you can do that, which can make us feel more anxious. The more anxious we feel, the more our adrenals go into overload, the more our adrenals go into overload, the more anxious we feel, and we get stuck in a real catch-22. So I want you to imagine focusing your awareness, get a sense of your tailbone. Now everyone's seen an image of a spine or seen one of those hanging skeletons. You know the spine has its curves and the vertebrae in the tailbone are small compared to the vertebrae higher up. So just get a sense of your tailbone and visualize the color red as it is behind me. So the root chakra, the color to do with the root chakra is red. So you can even imagine, if you like, a little dot, a little circle of red light in your tailbone. And just take a moment to check in, simply noticing how you feel right now. Because sometimes, we don't always feel totally better after practice. We might feel a little bit better, but we may not notice those changes unless we really check in to start with. So just notice how you feel. Do you feel kind of like, oh, I've got to do this, got to do that? And if so, if you are feeling anxious and overwhelmed, how does that show up in your body? How does that feel in your body? For me, it's kind of like I feel it all up in my chest. I'm starting to get kind of like, and the breath starts to get shallow, and my mind starts to become scattered, and I end up wanting to burst into tears, to be completely honest. It's like, oh, I can't do it, I can't cope, la, 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 la. So for me, it feels very kind of like heating, very fast, very kind of like heavy, dull, pressure on your shoulders as if you're being kind of squished. So how does it feel for you when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel overburdened? I know there's no rights or wrongs. You may come up with words that don't make logical sense, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. It's how it feels in your body, how your body communicates to you that you're in overwhelm. Because the reason we feel bad is because our body's trying to tell us, hey, you know, take it easy, okay? We need to sort this out. We need to just calm the fuck down and just be right where you are. Everything's all right. It's just your ego talking nonsense, just your ego telling you that you're behind and you should be doing this, that, and the other, and you just need to take a breath. So notice how you feel, and also be aware as well that, especially this past 2 years, our mood and energy has been literally like a freaking roller coaster, you know, and I've had real peaks and troughs of energy and mood, etc. So bear that in mind as well, that, you know, there's stuff going on that is affecting us in ways that we may not understand, and we need to kind of be kind to ourselves and bring ourselves back to this moment, which is the only moment that truly matters. So I'm going to start by tuning in, singing the Adi mantra, which is Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I call upon my highest self to help me do my best. So, you know, the teachers, ancestors, past, call upon my guides, guardians to help me do my best. You can join in or you can just listen. It's totally up to you. Just start by rubbing your hands together, generate some heat, generate some energy in your hands. Take a nice deep breath as you do that. Imagine breathing from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. Imagine breathing from the crown of your head down to your roots. And bring your palms together, connecting right and left side of the body, and bring your thumbs to your heart center. Take another deep breath in through the nose. You're going to exhale through the mouth, making whatever sound feels good right now. And it may seem silly, but that's okay. Do that again. Nice deep breath in. And notice how you feel. It's been actually proven that just sighing it out, making noises as you breathe out, actually helps you feel a little bit better. You might notice already that you feel a little bit better. So we're going to have to breathe in to prepare. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Once more. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Then you take a nice deep breath in. You're going to hold the breath. You're going to pull up your pelvic floor muscles like you're drawing up through a tube. You're going to pull in rectum, sex organ, navel, squeeze in and up, and visualizing that little circle of red light at your tailbone. Visualize squeezing that light up your spine, up through your throat, all the way up to the crown of your head. Keep squeezing in and up. Keep holding the breath for as long as you comfortably can. And then again, exhale. Release the hands. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Try and, if you can, be barefooted, because we have energy centers in our feet, and so it's better to be barefooted if you can. Bring the soles of your feet together if you can. Hold on around your feet. Now you might stay up on your block if you wish, as I am. You might come down onto the floor, and you're going to bounce those knees. Try and take them through the full range of movement. And as you're doing that, I want you to keep your awareness on the base of your spine, on your tailbone. I really should make sure, I usually do try and make sure that I don't wear dark coloured leggings, because I know that they kind of disappear into the mat, and I kind of forgot today. So it's quite funny that it looks literally like I've got no legs, I've just got like lower legs, no thighs. So keeping your awareness in your tailbone. You can close your eyes. If you close your eyes, turn your eye gaze in and up. And you can bring a mantra as you're breathing. As you breathe in, think the word Sat, Sat. As you breathe out, think the word Nam, Nam. So inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. That helps to kind of focus the mind. It means truth is my name. My name is truth. So as you're moving the knees, again, keeping your awareness in your tailbone. And so when our mind wanders off here, there, and everywhere, we tend to be thinking about stuff we've got to do in the future, so we're not in the present, or think about things that we haven't done, so we're in the past. So using a mantra can focus your mind on one point, and your mind may wander off and you'll suddenly realize you're thinking about other things. And you just keep bringing it back, bringing it back. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. And when we're into the hips, but also stimulating the base of the spine. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, press the knees down. Use your arms. Try and lift up as tall as you can. Hold the breath. Again, apply. Root up. Squeeze pelvic floor muscles. Squeeze tummy muscles. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Use your upper arm strength. Feel the stretch around your hips. When you need to, exhale, release. Maybe bring your feet a little bit further forward. You might need to come off your block here. Still keeping the soles of the feet together. You have the spine, flex. So inhale as you lift your heart. Exhale, lift through the back of your heart. Breathing in and out, in and out. So your head stays in a neutral position. And again, focusing on your spine, but also focusing on what is happening at the base of your spine. So your lower body will be moving. Don't try and keep it like still. So your lower body will be rocking on your pelvis. But keep your head in neutral so you're not lifting your head up. And again, bring in the mantra. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Breathing in and out through the nose. So that exhale's got a dynamic breath. So we're kind of activating the energy at the base of the spine and your roots. And we're working to free up the central nervous system that runs along the length of your spine. Just a few more seconds. So you feel that heat, that warmth building up in your spine. Three, two, one, and release. Just move the thighs forward a little bit. Make a light fist and gently massage your inner thighs. And bring the feet, come into a squat position. So your toes are turned out slightly. You're going to interlink the hands, except you're having your index fingers extended, arms out. This is a great exercise for stimulating your root chakra. So you're going to inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come all the way down. Now if you can't come all the way down, or if you need to, you can use some more blocks and cushions so that you can come into a position here where you're slightly supported. So inhale all the way up, set. Exhale all the way down, Nam. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Keep your eye gaze steady, forward. Kind of focused on an imaginary point out in front. Arms stay out in front, shoulders relaxed. Squeeze your butt. Try and keep your heels flat to the floor. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. So any poses, exercises that work your legs automatically activate your root, because your legs obviously have to do with your basic survival and fight, fright, flight, running away mechanism. You've got 4 more. Shoulders relaxed, spine nice and tall. Hold it, relax the arms. Now move your block if you're using one. And come onto the balls of your feet. Turn the toes out. You're going to come into frog pose. Now you can use a block, you can have your hands on a block or bolster. What you're going to do, you're going to inhale, straighten the legs, fold in half. Trying to keep your heels off the floor. As you breathe out, bend your knees and lift your eye gaze up to the sky. So as you breathe in, straighten the legs, chin tucks in. As you breathe out, eye gaze up. We've got 12 more. Now as you breathe in, try and close your eyes. As you breathe out, eyes open, look up. Breathing in and out. In and out. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. Just 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then straighten the legs, land your heels. And just fold over your legs for a second. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out. Then just bring your feet underneath your hips. Bend your knees, start to curl up. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Drop your hips back like you're sitting back on a chair. And focus on your spine as if you're doing a standing cat. So as you breathe in, lift your tailbone, heart forward. As you breathe out, tuck the tailbone under and draw your chin to your chest. So inhale, flex, lift your tailbone, exhale, really scoop the belly button up towards your ceiling. Tuck your chin to your chest. So again, keep your hands where they are, arms stay straight, movement is all in your spine. Really focus on pulling the belly button in as you arch up. So breathe all the air out, squeezing the belly button in, draw up your pelvic floor muscles, hold it for a second, and relax slightly as you breathe in. So your exhale might be twice as long as your inhale, as you're squeezing all the air out, pulling in your pelvic floor muscles, pulling in your tummy muscles. So that arch is almost happening because you're pulling in and up your inner organs. So we're starting to build up to Uddiyana Bandha. Next time, we're going to exhale through the mouth. Keep exhaling as you empty the lungs, pulling the belly button in. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Squeeze all the air out, lift up pelvic floor muscles, then relax the belly. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale. All the air out. Again, imagine squeezing all the air out. Lift up through the belly, lift up the pelvic floor muscles, then relax as you breathe in. We'll do that once more. We're going to try and practice Uddiyana Bandha. We're going to breathe all the air out. You're going to hold the breath out. With the breath held out, you lift the pelvic floor muscles, you lift your belly button up and under your ribs as if you're vacuum packing your inner organs, and you hold it for as long as you can. Then you relax to breathe in again. So we breathe in, exhale all the air out. Hold the breath out, pull in and up. When you need to, breathe in, relax. We can do that 4 more times. Hold for as long as you can. Remember to hold the breath out as you pull in and up. About 2 more. So it's a great way to massage your inner organs. It's great if you've got any digestive problems, and it stimulates your root chakra. And you might find you hold a little bit longer each time. Practice makes progress. And when you're finished, relax back down into a forward bend. Just hang down, let the arms hang down, head hangs down. You might like to just gently turn your head a little bit side to side. And just gently start to bend your knees and bring yourself on to the floor. Stretch yourself out along the floor. And inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Then come up, stretch forward over your legs. Don't worry if you can't quite reach your feet. And then exhale, come back down onto your back. So inhaling as you hug the knees in, holding the breath, rock up, stretch over those legs, sliding your hands towards your feet. Let the chin relax in slightly. Then exhaling as you come back down onto your back. So inhaling, drawing the knees in, holding the breath, rocking up, sliding the hands. See if you can reach forward for your toes. Don't worry if you can't quite reach them. And exhaling, rolling down onto your back. Once more, inhale, hug the knees in. Rock up, sliding, reaching for your toes. And exhaling, coming down into Shavasana. Take the legs a little bit wider, arms out to the side, close your eyes, and simply notice how you feel now compared to when you started. So if, like me, you were feeling quite anxious, overwhelmed, kind of very, just notice how you feel now, and no judgment. So if you still feel a little bit overwhelmed, that's okay. Notice if you feel slightly less overwhelmed. So if you're at a 10 before, maybe you're at a 6 now. So there is still an improvement. You know, because sometimes you might think, well, I still feel overwhelmed, but it's like, okay, as long as there is an improvement, focus on that. And focus on how that improvement feels. So, for example, if, like with me, when I feel overwhelmed, I feel like a pressure on my shoulders. I feel like I'm being squashed down. That might feel slightly less pressure. So compared to being at a 10, you know, if I'm now at a 6, it feels slightly lighter. There's slightly less pressure. So instead of focusing on the fact that you still may feel anxious or you still may feel overwhelmed, focus on the fact that you feel less overwhelmed. If you feel not overwhelmed at all, if you feel absolutely perfect, then amazing, absolutely amazing. But if there is just a bit of a difference, instead of thinking, oh, well, I still feel blah, 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 this hasn't worked, da, 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 focus on the fact that there is a change. And also focus on the fact that you've now proven to yourself that you have the skills, you have the ability to change how you feel on an emotional level. You have the ability to change how you feel, your emotional state, your physical state. Because what tends to happen, and believe me, I've done it, is that we feel a certain way and we all have our default reactions. So we all have our set ways that we tend to respond to negative emotions. So for example, for a long time, many years ago now, my kind of default reaction was to take drugs or to drink or to use food. You know, that's quite a long time ago, but that was my default. You know, it's like a smoker, they feel stressed, so they have a cigarette. That's their default reaction to when something is stressful. And so we have this default setting, like whenever A happens, I behave B. And we need to change that, because what also happens is we get into the habit of reacting a certain way, and that reaction kind of is telling us you feel stressed. So you're perpetuating your feeling of stress or of overwhelm or of fear because you keep reacting the same way. It's like biting your nails. It's like if you're worried about something and you bite your nails because you think that helps you with stress, but it's actually also telling your body, I know this happens when I'm stressed, so I must need to be stressed. This is a signal I need to carry on being stressed. And so it's about breaking patterns, breaking how we respond, so we literally break that cycle. Otherwise we get stuck in that catch-22 and we perpetuate the feeling of stress or of anxiety or of fear or of whatever it is that we may be feeling. And often all it takes is to react differently, to do something differently. So to get on your mat and do a practice, even if it's just doing the short breath work, to take you out of that state. Because otherwise we get in our head, it's like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, I've got this much to do, I've got that much to do, I'm so stressed, and we're telling ourselves that we're stressed. And we're pointing out all the reasons we have to be stressed, and our brain's going, okay, yeah, I can do that, yeah, I've been stressed before, I know how to do that, that's fine, yeah, okay, I've got the message, blah, blah, blah. Whereas getting on your mat, focusing on your breath, focusing on the present moment, it's like, actually, I want to respond this way. I want to respond in a relaxed, calm way, so that then you can go back to that situation and maybe it won't look so bad as it did before, because you've made space in your mind, you've made space in your body, and you can look at it with fresh eyes. And you can stay here for as long as you like. And if and when you are ready, just start to stretch out your arms and legs, move in whatever way feels good for you. And in your own time, so if you don't feel ready, you just stay right where you are. But if you are ready, bringing yourself back up to sitting, rubbing the palms together again to ground you back into this present moment. I'm going to finish with a long sat and a short nam. So hands to heart to hands. Take a deep breath in. Sat. Nam. Sat nam. So much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and please just know that you are not the only person who experiences fear, anxiety, overwhelm, etc. It's part of being human, And people might think because I'm a yoga teacher, because I'm a coach, that I never experience those things. And that really is not true at all. It's just, the only difference is I know the tools to try and bring myself out of it. And I try and share these tools with you. Mwah!